Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Stalk of the Week, which is Regenerate. For those of you who do not know what Stalk of the Week is, it's a collective reading I do on a particular energy that kept showing up throughout the weekly readings. So some messages may be for you, some may not. Take what resonate, leave behind the rest. It's more like an oracle message, you can call it that. Regenerate is what kept popping up and stood out to me. This is very similar to the Death card, but for me it's also very similar to the Judgment in Tarot, which is about, in this case it would be about having gone through the burn down of the forest, right? See these mushrooms. Imagine a forest burning down. These mushrooms keep growing up. Every time there's been a forest burning down, they grow up stronger, with a stronger root, because they pull through. So it's about change and showing up and not being extremely resilient, pulling through. That's what we get here. But we will do some tarot, and I will also use archetypes for this one here to dive in to see what this is about. All right, hope you're doing well. As always, please be patient with me. We will start by pulling the tarot here to see what message do you bring with you. Isn't that funny? We have the Judgment coming out, and then we have, oh my god, we have Judgment, Six of Cups, and the Fool, and we have Justice underneath here, right? So yeah, it does come with this energy of making peace with the past, especially with the Six of Cups as well. Making peace with the past is a little bit of nostalgia in it, but understanding that whatever you go through of experiences, they help you become who you are. And then when you make peace with it, you don't just bury it down. You understand that everything we go through in life, they shape you into being who you are. They make you stronger, right? You regenerate from it. It's a very strong Scorpion energy here. But they prepare you for some kind of a new start. Now we're going to look with the archetype here to see if there's anything here in regards to whether or not you might be pulling back from grabbing this new start that is for you. Now, throughout the readings, we got a lot of aces. I've also thought about making the aces the Stalk of the Week, but it's so funny that the Fool comes here because we have these two energies actually aligning with where, you know, you grow up stronger. What didn't kill you made you stronger, and now you have this brand new opportunity, and it's just a matter of how will you then grab these opportunities, right? How will you start something new? Even if it's just, I don't know, learning how to drive a car. Still new, it still brings change. In a way where you actually stand in your own truth. That's how you regenerate. You bring things up into the lights. You don't lie to yourself. You're completely honest, radical acceptance for yourself, and honesty as well. Forgiveness as well. You open up all the doors into things that you may have hidden best you can, right? That's why we always tend to seek professional guidance for these situations, as in therapy, right? But so you finally see it, and then you come to terms with it. Whatever practices you use to forgive and release. Remember, when we release something, it's for you, so you don't stay stuck. And then you find the confidence. That's how you finally bring closure. What's underneath this here? Having previously lost touch with what felt like your path. And then we have the Sustainer. Now that's so interesting. There we had the Desert, which I was talking about feeling as though you were lost. There was not really enough creativity and not that water that you need to dive into your emotions and your creativity, right? The thing is as well, for some of you, we are also talking here about things staying the same. It can be very bored at times, yes, but I do feel as though you might be offered something here, if you haven't already been offered it, that may kind of like bring about like a crack into your world, and you start seeing things clearly. Now, it's not always nice what you get to see. For some of you, it's like of completely rainbow farts and all that. For others of you, it's one of those, all right, part of it is a rainbow fart, another of it is a regular shit. So charming, I know. Me and my metaphors, huh? But it's about coming into the truth, and it's standing in your truth, accepting your truth for your truth, seeing that your truth may be different from other people's truth. It's fine. We are different people. We are allowed to disagree. If we can't disagree, how can we grow? I mean, it's all about differences, aren't it? And then we have this commitment here. It's also a commitment to no longer rejecting that which you have hidden here. There have been possibly a history, or for some of you still a tendency, that there's things that you do not want to see. There's still some aspect here that can be a little bit frightened of the voices you hear when you start working on yourself. And what do I mean by voices? I'm not talking about outside here. Well, maybe gossiping and all that. It's more like it can feel very daunting to work on yourself, to do self-awareness work, because, as I said, you have to dive down deep and open up the doors, and you cannot let them remain closed. You cannot open one in half and say, you know, I'm not going to look at that shit. I'm just going to go everywhere where there's rainbows. I will not look at that. You got to open them all. That's why it takes time. That's why having a guidance, a shaman, be they a shaman, someone just qualified for whatever they do, right? Someone qualified. Coming from my background, it's always like a fairy people. Different culture, different solutions. As long as it's authentic. Anywho, let's move on. That is what Regenerate is about. Interesting. How is it playing out in your life? How is it playing out in your life? No, not the Court cards. There we have the Death card. Oh, how lovely. Do you hate me, or do you just give me the Court cards? It's just about the Death cards. No, but it's a Court card. We have the Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Oh, dang, dang it, dang it, dang. And the Page of Cups underneath. Now, it is a new start, right? It could be communication coming your way here. Could be something from the past, but then in that case, it would be been a long distance. Now, for some of you, it's also like a childhood dream. Something you did work on for quite some time here, but you left it somewhere down the line here. We need to look into who these people were, because I feel as though they are people. There's someone here who's could be an age difference between two people, right? It could be a father, daughter, daughter, father, son, whoever, right? It's just, you know, it could be like a parent relationship. Could also be a mentor relationship. It's just a difference in experience. Let's say age, but not necessarily age, experience. Let's say like that. And it comes within the Pentacle family. So we're talking like a work connection here, right? Most likely. But somewhere where there's also creativity. It's like learning how to ask questions so you can find the truth. Basically like going to school and taking up method and analysis. Learning how the approach to that. Going back to school, what do you call that in English? Scientific theory. The theory of science. The art of asking questions. The art of methods. Mythology. God damn it, I need to go back. No. But the art of asking questions. To yourself, to others, to what it is that you see. That's how you raise your awareness, for instance, right? The art of asking critical questions. And critical are not the same as judgmental. Critical questions are just the ability to bloody ask a question that is reflective. That is, god damn it, I sound like an idiot here. It's because I've met people, whenever I say a critical question, they kind of assume automatically I'm talking about a judgmental question. No, a critical question is a question that is the art of asking, not saying just what is, but how do I know what is? It's like raising yourself up so you can reflect upon yourself, the way you are asking and how you are perceiving things. And so when you get answers in return, you're also able to reflect upon that, so you can distinguish a lot. That's a critical question. If you have a different interpretation of it, feel free to leave a comment. But let's see, what else do we have underneath this here? Gnosis, the Queen, and the Mother, and then the Maiden. These are all the three feminine energies, right? I'm going to do an Emperor and Empress reading at some point. which is about the feminine and masculine energy. Not twin flame, but these two energies within yourself, or just in general. But here we have Gnosis, which is about it having that knowledge. Actually, Gnosis is about knowledge. Gnosis, Aletheia, truth, Gnosis. They are all like all Greek philosophical concepts, right? So there's an entire discourse behind each of them. Gnosis is that of knowledge, and also allow me a minute here. Finding truth in knowledge, but also that of experiencing knowledge, not just reading it in the book, but also experiencing it. So let's say you know a lot about, I keep talking about mechanics this week. Let's say you have read a lot about engines, right? But it's also about, one thing is reading the books, it's also about getting your hands dirty and working with that engine, right? It doesn't really matter what you work with. You can, even if it's just something abstract like numbers, you still got to bloody work with it. One thing is studying it, another thing is doing it. That's what we have with this knowledge. That's the age difference here. That's the mentor, like the trainee, right? Someone learning from each other. And remember, youth also teaches the experience. We learn from each other. We grow together. You never get too old to learn something new. That's the beauty of the dynamics, right? That's, by the way, power. But we also have the queen here. She has a lot of grace. Shows up as a woman here, so it could be a female mentor. Doesn't really matter though. It's the queen energy. It's not the king. It's someone that can be a little bit passive. I have actually commonly stumbled upon the King of Pentacles as a woman, but someone here is a queen. You take what you want from that, but it is the understanding that sometimes you can be betrayed, therefore you gotta be able to see things through. It's like a maiden being taught by a queen. It's actually two feminine energies here, right? Can, of course, gender does not matter here, but the maiden is someone who the queen was once a maiden, just like the King of Pentacles was once a page of Pentacles, right? Having worked their way up and getting the experience. The maiden has a lot of dreams and visions and all of that. It have that youthful energy. The queen can sometimes lose it because she has been betrayed, right? But she has a lot of grace. She pulls through. She knows about the snakes that are out there. The maiden doesn't. The maiden will know it, and that's the mentor relationship. And it's also the mother here, the nurturing energy which brings the warmth. It's not the energy here about wanting to take on the burdens for someone, and it's actually the guidance. Even though that's the father energy, it's the nurturing, but also the guidance. So it's very beautiful. So maybe that queen here is the one who has regenerated. And would you look at that? The mentor shows up. And the fault line about a reality being redefined. Now, that's how it plays out. But I also see a little bit of stress here. I feel as though it may have to do with something in regards to a family dynamic, possibly also money. Could it be about finding funding for something? You tell me, but I am seeing a little bit of stress. What's the stress about? Yeah, it's the offering here. It's about finding that, for somebody it could be funding, could be, I don't know, finding a way to even make this work, because it is Pentacle, right? So it could be a work situation. But the stress is also about giving and not expecting anything in return. In a way, that's also... Alright, let me just pull out the tarot here. Could also be because there's a lot of... There are a lot of voices. There may even be jealousy. There may be a lot of people who want some kind of a position. And there are possibly the law. Something judicial. One of the phrases I will never ever... Or words I will never ever be able to pronounce. Judicial. Still, after so many years, I can't do it. Judicial. You forget it. Legal. Show me more. Something here is an attachment. There's some energy here about taking a chance, walking out the gate, doing something differently. But it's it's almost as though someone here is talking themselves out of doing things differently because they feel safe, and there's an unhealthy attachment to a particular way of doing things that is far more rooted in the traditional way, but it brings more tension. There's actually more conflict. It is this change. That's how it plays out in your life. It could be you or a person or a situation attached to you where they know it would bring a lot more happiness to adjust to the change, to accept the change. Is it happening? No, because then you would actually have to acknowledge the change and deal with it. Who wants that? Especially if we are dealing here with a situation where it's where you come from a material value system, and then it's opposing to a dream, more like emotional, creative. Of course, really depends. Now, where are you in this? What's your role in this situation? No, where are you in this? No, yeah. Where are you? Your role? That's so interesting. The Queen of Cups, as I just said, the creative here, right? The Queen of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune, and the Two of Cups. You're the one who brings the different, the sweetness, the kindness, the creativeness. You are actually very hardworking. You are actually very methodical. That's very interesting. All we need is the Queen of Pentacles. We have all the Pentacle family. The Queen, these two are actually very, I like this coupling together. King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. I kind of like this coupling. Because he can be very dry. He can sometimes get a little superficial. She's very sweet. She brings water to his earth, and he brings earth to her water. So these two actually balance each other out very, very beautifully. Also in work, I actually feel as though for these two as a work partnership would work out beautifully. Because she can bring a lot of creativity. Man, woman, doesn't matter, remember that. But whereas he brings, then he's able to listen to her ideas and then actually manifest them into something that's profitable. Not that she's not able to do that. She is. She just doesn't care. She's more about the creativity. And you are possibly one of. I see you being very hardworking, right? But you also like to shake things up. I mean, you're not the girl standing there inside that doorway. You're the one throwing out. This is probably your worst nightmare, being attached to something that's dark, and you see that field and you're like, that's cool, I'm going. Maybe you have been that. There we have the Lovers, right? There we have the Maiden again. I feel as though you are the Maiden, that youthful energy, that yes, we can do it. Exactly that, yes, we can. And someone else, I remember when I was in that yes, we can energy, and then I grew wiser. Feels though there's someone here who could have been taking some hits, but they're actually coming out of it. They're not going into that victim mode, but they can still fall into that. Oh, I remember back then as well. We can all fall into that, right? But it's not a matter of them trying to throw out your life experiences onto others and then preventing them. How can I say this? So we love a lot of part of, God damn it. You know that when you see your child, you want to protect them against the evil out there in the world, but you also have this understanding that there are some experiences they have to make on their own. For instance, like bruising their knee. You can't protect, if you protect them from bruising their knee, how will they deal with it when you're not there? It's the same thing about disappointment, right? And even just as simple as getting drunk. I mean, would you prefer your... This is hypothetical, right? Hypothetically. Preferring them getting drunk in the middle of nowhere with nowhere to go, or while they are still or living at home where they can call you and you come pick them up, so they have those experiences while, can still be guided. It's that, like, you can either protect them too much, or you can be there, preparing them. It's that energy. So it's not it's that clear understanding here with this mental almost energy of it's not about preventing someone from making the same, to make any mistakes, right? because we can't make mistakes. If we can't make mistakes, how are we going to learn? It's just maybe, you know, let's say you made something, you know, there's some mistakes that, you know, should not be repeated again. Let's say someone here going through having an abusive relationship, you may not want to have your daughter, son go through that, right? But you know what I mean. In all cases, I am seeing something here where we have the Lovers, which is, this is love. It's also being in awe. And something coming out that's actually very world shattering. But then we have the Cave. It's almost like someone here has a secret admirer. Or it's not being voiced yet. What is it that I'm picking up on here? It's the Heart. Someone here may not be speaking up. It's almost like they are afraid. Not afraid like fearful. It's almost like they forgot something and now they're remembering it. They are remembering the same energy. And they just need a little time to get into it again. I feel as though that's actually, it's like falling in love. Being in awe, it doesn't have to be like love. It's just coming into this awe. It's also you finding a new... Hold on. Yeah, this... inspiration. You have this partnership with you. You may want to bring people together in a good way, not in that overstepping boundaries. Alright, you are either the secret admirer or you have a secret admirer. We have the secret admirer with the partnership and the Queen of Cups. A lot of devotion, so much water. All water sign. You could be a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, whatever. Yeah. What do I get with you? Your role in it is that, yeah, you just throw things up into the air. Yes. No, let's not go there. Because remember, the Queen of Cups and with the Lovers here, no, the Lovers here, things can turn obsessive. Not you. But I am picking up on that. But that doesn't belong in this reading. I don't know why I got the obsessive energy right there. It just did. Now, let's see here. What are you blind? There we had the partnership again, right? That's just so funny. Moving into calmer waters. In partnership with someone. What's hidden to you in this situation? Skill sets. Eight of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Eight of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. I don't know. We're dealing with some kind of a competition here. I feel as though that may be what is in here, in how this plays out in your situation, right? As I said, there is like a disturbance here. I don't want to go into all this, oh, haters, someone here wants to burn down the forest. Because I don't deal with that. It's too waste of time. Allow me to dive into something more rational. Not, you know, productive. Yes, thank you. Yeah, for some of you there is, okay, yeah, for some of you there is actually an actual person here who sits with the money and they will not let anyone go, and that's the yin and yang here, right? Someone here being far more focused on the material, even though they feel pulled in a certain direction where they feel as though this could be a great partnership here. But money comes into play. Maybe they don't have the money to give out some kind of an offer right now. Whatever that means to you, it is financial constraints that is blocking this. Could be money. Maybe there's not money. You know what? Let's face it. We are in a... Someone told me it's the worst financial crisis in a century. Don't know how it is where you're from, but yeah. Anywho, that's maybe what's hidden to you here. Where the hell did you come from? It's communication, by the way. So it could be a matter here of Someone here feeling as though they are tied up to a situation. They don't really see that they can actually break free from it. And that brings in the secret admirer. Maybe you don't know that this is actually going on. Focus. We will see. Alright, we will see. Again, this is this heart here, but it's not really speaking. It's like it's staying hidden here. And having a joyous time. It's not a manipulative energy here. It's actually that wanting to participate. How on earth does it? All right. Now let's look into here. What do we need to look? What not? What should we? Dang it! Welcome to my chaos here. Your role in it. What's your strength here? What's your strength in this situation? Why do I get as though you are just happy for... I get this energy that you're not really searching for anything, but you're happy as you are. Like, you would like change, yes, but you know, you're very accepting of circumstances. Interesting. Your strength is actually accepting that sometimes you need to take a step back here and to also deal with change, to let go. Why is it your strength that you're capable of dealing with pain? Like mental anguish? There's so much mental energy here. How is this your strength? Oh my god, do you remember, if any of you I did a Queen of Cups reading a few weeks ago. This might be the Queen of Cups, right, where she was bubbling up because she needed to go into some kind of a venture where she knew people were going to disagree because it was too much thought. It was too, everything needed to be rationalized, and egos needed to, or butts needed to be kissed, let's say like that. Ugh. But your strength is actually the ability here to accept change and to build yourself up whenever you get caught away. Whenever the heart space is then blocked, it goes from being open and then it's being blocked. This is actually kind of sad. That's the mentor. You place yourself as the mentor or the person getting the mentor, right? Your strength is you have hidden gems here. The thing is, I feel as though you this is going to sound like a martyr. It's not a martyr reading, trust me. Your strength is actually to also shut up your heart, close your heart down here, as that Queen of Cups reading I did, and to protect yourself, so you're able to do things where it's not always fun. You also have a vision, you also have a talent, and now we have Kairos, the time energy. This is a time, synchronous time. Synchronous diagram. Anywho, a timing where it's not linear. It's more like doors that were closed for you in the past may return to you, but differently, because nothing returns in the way that it was, because we still have this thing called time, and time is not an illusion. Time passes. So when something returns to you, it will never return in the way that you knew it. It will have differed, right? That's the differences. Why we learn to have differences. But so something may happen here. It's about time, divine timing, right? But it does come with also an ending to a particular situation. As I said, something here about being situations being revealed. Wow, there's a lot going on in this reading. It's like, I don't know if this is you or the other person here. There's a mentor, and then there's someone here going into mentorship. One of these parties here have their world cracked open. Now, the partnership is about going to the sea. What does that mean? It's about doing something new here and higher power. It's about trying something new, right? But it's also about making space for that new. Now, let's look into, show me a little bit of guidance, and then we look at the outcome, right? Your strength is your ability to not take things personally. That's it. You have a great heart because the Queen of Cups is very creative. She's very sensitive. Well, your strength is actually your ability to not take things personally, even if it would previously, and it could possibly place you into your head and then bring about bad sleep and all that. You don't take it personally. That's a great strength to have. We have subdue here and no protection. Subdue is up there. Swear to God, that boy is home all day, and the moment he decides to unpack his IKEA furniture, it's about 10 o'clock in the evening. Sometimes at 2 o'clock in the night. I don't understand you. I'm an old dinosaur. Now what do we have here? Storyteller, great. And it is what it is, accepting things for what it is at the time being, because sometimes that's what's going to happen. Now let's look at the outcome, and I will dive into this protection and the storyteller. Outcome, most likely outcome in this situation here. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, I knew it was an ace. And then the Moon and the Five of Pentacles. Why is it almost like 1 step forward, 3 steps back? Yeah. But a brand new beginning there's a challenge here, and it's got to be accepted. We do have to change, and there we have the Shaman and the Starborn. Yes, I want to say it's part of your path, but it's not like being an entitled path. Right? It's not like saying you were born for destiny, for great things. Get off your throne, right? No one's born as a destined to greater things. Those people tend to become idiots. Have you seen Game of Thrones? King Joffrey. Boo-hoo. Sorry, I'm very about that. When I'm talking about the Starborn, it means it feels as though it's right. It feels like your path. It motivates you. In that case, it's the Starborn path, right? If it motivates you, you feel inspired by it, and you're actually very talented at it. It's your Starborn path. It's not something you're born into doing. You may have innate talents, but you still work on those talents, and let's not go there. Those of you who are balanced know what I mean, right? Sorry guys, I'm not into self-entitled idiocy. I'm not. Actually a bit of a turn off. But most likely outcome is a brand new opportunity for communication as well, and clarity. But the thing is, we still have something here that's hidden. It's still being boiled in the pot, let's say like that, because there are these financial constraints, right? So there may be a little bit of a delay here, and you may have to do things differently. I can't give you like a clear answer because things are still unfolding in this situation. That's the Moon. There are things that are hidden, and they're supposed to be hidden. If I start diving more into it, I will go crazy. Waste of time and energy. But that's the challenge here, is that something needs to be let go. With the Thanatos, wow, you get all your Greek concepts in this reading. Are you mad? Kairos, Gnosis, Aletheia. Aletheia also comes with the promise of speaking truth and being a witness to change. And then we have Thanatos, which is actually the death. We also have Apocalypsis, which is that crack in the foundation. But Thanatos is also about being a witness to not the end, but the massive transformation. And with the Apocalypse, it's like things being disclosed and they cannot return to how things were before. And with the Shaman, what does the Shaman do? Do you remember the Queen here who had this snake with her? She knows about the snake, the maiden. It's more innocent. The maiden still has this capacity of believing in the good in everyone. That's what makes the maiden beautiful. The Queen used to be that. It's not the Queen still sees that, but she also sees the snakes, and she knows when to listen for a rattlesnake. Or she just looks at the trails. She knows how to spot it, even when it's not there. The maiden is like, step, haps. The Shaman is also a former mentor. The shaman we had at the mystic as well. It's all about disclosure, basically. The shaman is the guidance here that grab you by the hand and shows you things. But with the shaman, it's almost like also this intuition where you go into the heart, your cave in your heart, wherever it is that you find answers, and you listen to your heart in the darkness, right? And you listen to the animals that sometimes used to scare you, because there is something here that's scared. It's the unknown that's scary in this situation, why things are still brewing, because someone here needs to make up with themselves whether or not they are ready to dive into the unknown. They are still free will at play, right? So that's why I can't pick up on it. But anywho, the shaman here is someone who sees the diamond that I mentioned before, which is the talent, the innate talent, but still something that you brew upon. But they can spot it. It's like a talent hunter. The shaman sees it, but sees the raw diamond and knows. They know of the tools that can make the diamond shine, but it's not. The shaman doesn't take the diamond and does the work. They show you the tools, and then they throw you out into the darkness and say, "Go find your own diamond. Listen to your own heart." And then they have different techniques to do it. Self-technologies. Whoa. Long story. Has something to do with how you work on yourself, and by the art of asking critical questions. It's the self-interview, basically. The shaman doesn't give you the answers. They give you the tools, and then you learn to think critically yourself. But with that brings about this change here, and that is what the challenge is. Meaning it will take. It's someone needs to go into Mount Doom, right? And that's how long did Frodo take to reach Mount Doom? It took a while, right? So there is absolutely a new beginning. The thing is, it may be delayed, and that can leave someone a little bit stressed. Probably guessing communication. But the strength in this case, right? It was about accepting things, like for when one door closes, another one opens, right? The thing is, I feel as though we also have smoke and mirrors and land in between. Something here, again, is still being brewed. Things are not what they seem. You may actually see a door being closed, and it's not closing. It may come back to you. It may have closed a long time ago. May come back to you, but in different format, as I went through before. We have the storyteller. And what was the other? Look into my mess here. Where are you? We have protection. The guidance possibly is about you writing your own story. Again, as the shaman does. The shaman throws you in, shows you the tool, gives you the book, gives you that feather there, gives you the ink and the key, and says, "But you gotta find." Not give the key you have to find yourself, whatever. But you write your own story. If you let other people write your story, you dictate. They're dictating your voice. How can you ask critical questions and reflect from yourself if other people have dictated your voice? It's okay to write. I want to say copy. Be inspired, right? We learn that way. We copy from each other all the time, but we still add a little bit of ourselves to the mix as more we grow in, right? And then we have here protection. What the hell is up with the protection? Gotta look it up, sorry guys. I keep forgetting you. Ronan. Protection, Sorbus, Tomilis. Yeah, don't know what that. Ronan? Is that seriously your name? Ronan. Anywho. Sometimes called the Wayfarer's Traveler's Tree. It is thought to protect and guide travelers and prevent them from getting lost. The Ronan tree has a long tradition in mythology and folklore as a magical tree that offers protection. Particularly powerful for this purpose is an amulet, blah blah blah. Is a portal tree and protects liminal space between one area and another, making this wood of choice for gates and doorways among druids and witches. Do you remember what I said about time? That timing, some say timing is fluid. Time is fluid. You can talk a lot about that. But it's more like a door that closed in the past can still open up. The potentiality is still there. It comes back differently, but you gotta find that door yourself, right? You gotta dive into your potentiality. And speak it, by the way. It comes into existence when you start speaking, even if it's through writing. you open the door, right? Sometimes we shut the door and say it is what it is. And it's also a great way of dealing with things, right? There's no point in chasing it. But something that was in the past can still return. It comes back differently, but it doesn't stop existing. Blah, blah, blah. As an oracle property, the word protection could be a warning, a call to keep your guard up. If there's someone new in your life, a situation that may require caution, remember that your most precious resources are internal rather than external. It's okay to be protective of your time, creativity, and compassion. These things have value to deserve to be guarded. And for some of you, protect your diaries, or just your writings, whatever it is that you do. As I said before, something about copyright. Anywho, it's also you protective that which is yours. Not because you become like and you don't want to share, but still. I really feel as though there's this mentor here who wants to protect someone's work. There's a lot of things in this situation that still needs to be structured and organized. That's why I can't pick up on it, because it's still fluid. The change is happening and it's not fixed into any kind of form yet. So that's how it's supposed to be. You just gotta let things unfold and see what happens. You can't force any kind of results. It's about staying in the darkness. Shaman travels in darkness. Accepting the darkness, not trying to force it into being. That brings stress. Yeah, it's about learning. And sometimes learning is not the most fun experience, because you gotta be disciplined, right? What do I mean by disciplined? Yeah, you're being, basically every time you go into bring something into structure, you're being disciplined. All right, let's not go there. But it's actually going through a bit of a disciplining and taking things in a way that it's not like being put in prison or anything. It's taking things a little bit lighthearted, and that makes it easier here. And then there's a change. There comes the change, right? There's a little bit confusion here in regards of whether or not to stay attached to a particular way of doing things, going in circles and circles. But the thing is, that situation actually drains, it kind of closes any kind of door for innovation, right? Oh my god, I feel like I'm going into some kind of philosophical debate here about what are innovations, what are change, what is change. Let's not go there. That's not what this channel is for. But it is very philosophical, this reading here. It's very it's not, I don't feel as though this is in love. To be honest, I don't feel as though this is love. This is it's more it's deeper than that. You place it into your life. It's just more of this. It's not like a teenage love situation here. This is something where something is at stake, right? And it's a little bit bigger than he loves me, she loves me. It's a little bit bigger than that. Not to neglect anything. You place it into your life as it is. But yeah, it's significant. It is still unfolding, so we will have to see how it unfolds, right? I feel as though patience will be needed here. One last word here for this one. One last message and we're done. Holy shit, 43 minutes. Are you mad? One last message. Shitty communication and being on the outside. Why do I keep? Because of a partnership. This partnership is very much a challenge. And what the challenge is about, alright, it really feels as though it's about the financial, doing things a traditional way or doing things differently. And that's the person who is in the King of Pentacles and the Queen energy, right? The one with the experience, the one in the position, because the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, no, Queen of, the Queen just in general, they are in a position. Also with the Emperor, they could be in a position of power. you, as you show up here. I mean, you can be the King of Pentacles, right? The Queen of Pentacles is also in a position of power, in a different field. Honestly, that's why I also feel as though your strength is not to take things personally and to just say, that's fine, mate. You do whatever you do. I'm gonna go over here and chill and do my thing. For those of you who are in the King of Pentacles energy, you have the training, you know. Those are in the King of Pentacles energy, they have the training and they would know how to deal with this. There's no point in me giving any kind. No, it's not. I mean, look at them. They got it. Let it unfold, and that's it. Someone will go on a pilgrim journey in the meantime, because while something here has reached a dead end, they're not going to try and push anything. They're just going to let it be in this confusing energy, and work on themselves in the meantime. Maybe someone will go on a pilgrim journey. Interesting. So that is what I have for you. We will see how this plays out for some of you, right? That's it. See you. Ciao.